Heyo, it's Mr. Otwell, the Math Master, helping you master math. And today I hit 100 subscribers, so I'm so excited. Thank you all so much for your support. It means a lot to me. I'm really excited to just be able to give you some teacher tips as well as quality math tutorial videos. Keep on keeping on. Let's do this. Let's hit 500 subscribers by the fall. Let's go. In this video, I'll be sharing with you best practices for sharing your screen during your lesson. Have you ever felt a little timid about what you want to do? Well, after this video, you'll be able to go in confident, equipped with everything you'll need to know. Another thing I'll be talking about that will really help you have a more engaging lesson during your Zoom times with your students. It allows them to interact with your screen and interact with you. It's the annotation feature. We'll talk about that, as well as the whiteboard feature. If you found this video useful, please give me a like. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Your support would mean so much to me. Thank you so much for all that you have done already. Let's do this. So I want to talk about sharing your screen. You're going to do this. You're going to share something with your students when you're teaching. So there's this big green button here, share screen. If you click this arrow for sharing screen and then advanced sharing options, this little panel pops up and you can choose who can share. So you can allow only yourself to share and the students can't share anything. Or if there's a part in your lesson where you want them to be able to share their screen for some reason, you can allow that here. Multiple participants isn't super helpful. I've tried it and I don't really see a use, but if you figured out a good use, let me know down in the comments below. So once you're ready, once you click the share screen button, this window pops up and it allows you to choose different desktops to share. You can choose different applications, or if you're using a dot cam, you click this advanced tab right here and then you can select content from second camera, and then you select from there. So back on the basics tab, one thing to consider is if you want to show a video or any sort of audio, you need to click share computer sound, because if you don't do that, whatever you play won't be heard by these students. All they're just going to see is whatever video you showed, and they're going to be like, hey, what, mister, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what this video, like, don't mess with that. We don't want to mess with that. So make sure to click that. You can click optimize screen share for video clip. Honestly, I don't know the difference, but if the purpose of you sharing your screen is to share a video clip, you probably want to click that, right? Here's my suggestion. I've been in different Zoom meetings where the host shared an application and then they had to switch to another application. So they had to close the screen share and then go back to the screen share. And it's just a choppy transition. Whereas I think the best way to seamlessly share your screen without having to be like, hey guys, can you see what's on my screen? I'm not sure, I can't see. Like, the way that you can avoid that and know exactly what your students are seeing is you click desktop. Just share your desktop. Don't share an application. Don't click Google Chrome or whatever. Share your actual desktop. So then what the students will see is only what's on your desktop. Okay, so if we go over here to the participant screen, the only thing they're seeing is my desktop. Now notice, on my teacher screen, I have these additional panels here and I still have my chat available. The video has moved here and you actually can't see any of these panels on the participant screen. So realize what you can see and what they can see. So now at this point, all they see is your desktop. So you don't have to worry about what they're seeing and what they don't see, because you know exactly what they're seeing. And make sure that you're not sharing something you don't want them to see. Before you get into your Zoom call, double check, is my desktop okay to be viewed? If you have files that are sensitive, move those off your desktop. If you have applications you don't want your students seeing that you have, move those off your desktop. If you have anything that just isn't appropriate for a student to be seeing, you just need to make sure before you share your screen, it's all gone. Basically, just make sure before the meeting even starts that it's all gone, so you don't have to worry about it. So from here, you'll notice this little button here. This ability to annotate is kind of cool. If you click that, you can actually now draw on the screen and the participants will actually be able to see what you've drawn on the screen. Now, be aware that if you've enabled annotation, students can also annotate. So if you have the students click the view options here, scroll down to annotate, they get that same toolbar. They can change the format, all that, and draw. Now, you want to be careful, if the students are drawing things that are inappropriate, that's kind of bad. So how do you check? Is there a way to like know who wrote what? Well, there actually is. If you go back to your main screen here, if you click the More button, you can say Show Names of Annotators. So now once someone's actually engaged in writing on the screen, their name pops up as well. So on the participant screen, if I draw on it, nothing is popping up. But now if I'm drawing as a participant, back on the main screen, their name popped up as they were drawing. If you don't know who drew something and you missed the name, you can actually click this select button and hover over the drawing or stamp or whatever it is, and it'll actually show their name, who wrote it. So this is the Math Master. That's the account I'm on right now. And this is the Travis Otwell account. So each student's name will pop up behind their annotation. So this is just a way you can manage the classroom. You want to tell the students, like, realize what you're writing, everybody can see, and what you're writing, I can see. So make sure you're not writing anything inappropriate. This can be super helpful during your lessons if you want them to be able to show you on your screen what their question is or something like that. Sometimes in math, the students just don't know the vocab to actually engage in a question they have. They don't know the word term or coefficient or logarithm or base or exponent or anything like that. So if you allow them to annotate, that's actually kind of nice. But what if everything just went crazy and it's all terrible and you don't want annotation anymore? If you click clear, you can clear all drawings, only what you've drawn or only what they've drawn. So that will clear the screen. And if you click the More button, you can just straight up say disable attendee annotation. So now they can no longer write. You can still write, you can still draw on the screen and they'll still see it, but they can't do that anymore. If you come over here and check out their view options, they can't select annotate any longer, which is kind of nice for you, right? So let's clear those drawings. Another thing you can do on the More tab is you can select hide the video panel. So the video reflection, now that's gone, you can't see me. And you would have to then select show video panel to have that come back. You can also hide the meeting controls up there. You'll need to press escape to have those meeting controls come back. Whenever you're finished sharing, to stop sharing, you go up to your video panel here and select the stop share button. It's nice, big and red, and you can click that. Now, the last tool I want to show you on Zoom as a teacher is the Whiteboard feature. You may have actually noticed this Whiteboard app. You can click that. It's not connected to your computer. It's connected to Zoom. It is a Zoom feature. So once you select that, you can click share and a whiteboard comes up. Right now, you would probably want to move these panels out of the way. I'm going to just go ahead and close that. And here's this whiteboard. So the whiteboard's nice because now when you annotate, it's only on the background of a white screen, which is kind of nice. If you go over to the participants view, right? All they're seeing is the annotations on a white backdrop. There's not that extra desktop in the way where they can't see potentially and all that stuff. One thing you want to do when you are using the whiteboard, in my opinion, this would be a great time to just make sure that attendees are able to annotate and that you can see their names. The default is not allowing them to annotate and not showing it. So you need to click the More button and enable attendee annotation and go back and show names of annotators so that whenever your students, right, when they're up here, you need to remind them, hey, make sure you scroll on your screen. A little menu pops up at the very top. You need to click view options, go down to the annotate and click that. It'll give them that control panel. You'll need to walk them through that. They'll be able to say, hey, cool, equals 8. And notice that as they draw, their name pops up so that anybody in this meeting can see who's writing what. Now, one thing you might be noticing is that the quality is kind of bad. Like if people only have a trackpad or a mouse, this is going to be limited. If you have one of these, like a little tablet that you can write on, it's so much better. This is how I make my math videos, but I'm also going to be using it in Zoom. It just gives you more control. So I can say, all right, -3, -3. My handwriting's not great anyways, but you know, it's fine. It's better than me trying to use my mouse. But you have to realize the limitations of this type of screen share. If there's bad bandwidth, this is not going to work well. When the students try to annotate stuff, there's a lot of lag and sometimes nothing pops up. If your computer can't handle running Zoom with all these extra features, it'll slow everything down. This won't be profitable. If the students don't have a little tablet and they're really bad at writing with their mouse or their trackpad, this really isn't going to help out that much. It just depends on your uses and what you want. This could be a really great application to use if you're just doing one-on-one tutoring or something like that. If you think of other ways to use it, once again, share it down in the comments. I want to continue to grow in using Zoom to benefit my students when we're doing this whole online learning thing. And once again, when you're finished with the whiteboard, you can just click stop share up here and it returns you to your main room. I hope that now you have some more ideas on how you can use Zoom in the classroom to benefit your students, really benefit yourself as well, so you can go in confident, ready to just focus on the teaching and not get bogged down in all the technical stuff. Make sure to look out for my next video about changing the settings on Zoom. It's just going to make your life better. You can create recurring meetings so that each section has their own Zoom link, and you'll be able to send each student where they need to go every single day that they're meeting and really customize that. You'll be able to customize so many other settings that are just useful for you as a teacher to be able to control some things. So make sure you check that out. Once it's finished, it'll be at the end of this video, so you can click that. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more like it, don't forget to subscribe down below so you don't miss the next one. Mr. Otwell out. Peace.